guys want to, if you guys have a few questions for Jose, we'll go ahead and do that in here. So out there, you can focus on the other fighters that'll keep some space over there. Good. So as shadow boxing a little bit, just ask away. If you want to ask a question, raise your hand. He'll stop and we'll answer it for you. Okay, we got one in the back. Go ahead, Richard.
Hey, Jose, is there any transition needing to make from opponents being changed within the last 3 days? Have anything changed in your regimen, in your workouts at all?
Yeah, well, I found out actually about 10 days ago, but definitely went straight to watching the film. And this guy that I'm fighting, he's a complete opposite of Gabriel Bracero, the guy I was supposed to fight. He's a little taller, he's a little my height. He stands
somewhat of a cardio freak.
Yeah, he stands a little taller. Uses his jab pretty good. But actually, fighters like this, for me, I like to face because I'm able to use my body work better, and I think I'm going to be able to counterpunch this guy.
Can you talk a little bit about pro-immigrant and proud and what that means to you?
My family being immigrants and me being first generation here in the United States, it's pretty much sending a perfect example of immigrants come here to do something positive, and not just to do anything, just to go out, come here and be lazy and take advantage of this country, and just to motivate everybody who doesn't feel motivated because of comments that have been said. I know it's easy, for people to lose focus and distractions come in the way where they lose focus and their motivation. So I'm here to continue motivating other immigrants, other first generations out there to continue working hard.
Real quick, just to elaborate on that for a second, Jose's entire family is an example of that. His father, works for one of the largest farmers in the entire Central Valley as a supervisor and looks after about 2,000 people on his.
He's busy, yeah.
Yeah, he looks after a couple thousand people, on his detail out there. And his younger brother is a junior at Fresno State, looking to graduate next year. A senior at Fresno State. Jose's helped his brother, and definitely installed in him how important that is to his future in education for a number of reasons. So I think the Ramirez family as a whole is an example of what hard work and positive things that can be done in the community and in the city.
We're also here to reunite everybody with that message, also to hopefully get the attention of our our new president to be Mr. Donald Trump. So to also come out with to not lose focus on really what he has said before, but to give us an opportunity or some type of idea, also a solution to better the future, better this country, without harming a lot of families.
Can you tell us what the experience was like in the Philippines sparring with Pacquiao, and what did he do well? Like, what is his best weapon?
Man, his work ethic was very motivating. I was there for 4 weeks, about 30 days total. We did one of my toughest sparring sessions and one of his toughest sparring sessions. We went up to 6 rounds straight, 7 rounds straight. He really didn't have nobody else to work with him. He had me and another Filipino local guy that just that would just give him the extra rounds for him to complete his 10 round sessions. And the way he just maintains so sharp, the way he's so sharp, so fast, that it kept me sharp, and it kept me pushing myself every second that I was sparring in there with him. So it really boosted my confidence up as a young fighter. And I came back to Hollywood for 5 more weeks of training, and the sparring became so much easier for me. So and like Rick said, I'm ready. Even though they changed my opponent, I'm ready for different styles because I've been sparring, from fast guys to power punchers, Russians, Australians, Mexicans, Hispanics. So I've been sparring a whole variety of great fighters at the ITRBoxing gym.
What's this camp look like? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, real quick. Aaron, go ahead.
Jose, we see you posting a lot of social media content with you spending time with your family, but also, like you said, spending much time in the Philippines. how do you balance that media life and then your family and boxing, the sport? Because it seems like you do it very well.
You know, when I was in the Philippines, you know, I really miss my family, my son. I missed his first birthday. It was, you know, so when I came back, I decided to take my family with me to Los Angeles, and you know, for them to, you know, spend those couple of weeks of my training camp, and all I was doing is, you know, just resting, training, and spending time with my family, taking them out, you know, to dinner once a week, and when it comes to social media, mainly it's just, you know, just making that post and then kind of just, you know, logging out, or, you know, replying once in a while when I got the chance. But it was mainly just to, you know, put my focus on them and my focus on my training, you know, without any distractions. Because lately there's been a lot of distractions for athletes because of a lot of, you know, negativity that goes on in social media. And right now, that's one of the toughest things that I see that us athletes face, is that, you know, when you're doing well, you know, they hype you up, but when they hype you, they're there, they motivate you. But then as soon as you face adversity and they see you vulnerable a little bit, then, you know, they come out with the worst critics and the worst comments. And I've been seeing that a lot. It's from the Andre Ward fight to, you know, to other fighters fighting, and to, you know, even soccer teams, you know, football teams. And when I grew up, you know, the way my family, you know, supported a fighter, they were there 100%, no matter the loss or you know, or they won. When I grew up, when I was, you know, young, I would cheer on the Cowboys no matter if we had the worst team, or cheer on the Chivas no matter if we had the worst team. And now it's different, man. So it's, you know, social media, you gotta be very careful, because not everybody, you know, they really don't have no limits with what they say.
Go ahead, Mark.
So you're back in Fresno fighting on what's one of the biggest arenas here in the States.
The world, actually,
In
top
the
10.
world, yeah. What's expected to be a sellout of 15,000 people. How does that motivate you?
You know, it motivates me as an athlete, because I see the appreciation, and you know, I see how thankful the fans are for us to bring boxing here, and it's very motivating for me to see the support that I get, and to see that there's a positive outcome with everybody uniting and supporting not just me, but the local fighters who are also fighting in the card. And for me, you know, for all of us, it's very motivating. It kind of puts on a better show for everybody. It changes the atmosphere inside. So hopefully this Friday you guys will see you know, not just us fighting, but also the vibration of the people cheering. And I think that's, you know, that takes boxing to another level.
And just to elaborate real quick on that, one of the things he said is important to the undercards on a lot of these fights is that was something that Ramirez wanted to do early on, and get a lot of younger fighters opportunities on these cards. Jose and I developed these fight series together, so when we go over a fight card, we often look at all the people on there, Jose included, making decisions on which kids and, you know, who he thinks gets a chance. And there's been times where we've passed on guys out of town to give some of our local guys a chance to fight. And what's happened with that? Well, 4 or 5 of them have top-ranked promotional contracts for 5 years now, and are making names for themselves. You've got guys like Daniel Valdivia that's going to be on TV in the ring that night. You know, Jose has opened the door and actually got him on a card in Texas and in our cards, and now he's, 10-0 now? 10-0 with an NABF title. So you're seeing actual stars created in front of your eyes that 2 or 3 years from now you'll see on HBO or Showtime. So that's been an important but fun aspect to these fights when we've created them. Luke?
Oh yeah. Well, now I've changed my question. You brought up the negativity on social media. Well, I'm curious. There's a lot of negativity around Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev. How did you see that fight if you saw it? Or no comment?
My personal opinion.
Oh, he doesn't know this yet. Let me tell him first.
I'll give it to
So
myself.
he's going to be ringside watching the fight. All
That's, I'm happy for him. He definitely fought like a champion that night. You know, we can't disagree with that. You know, he faced adversity the first couple rounds, but you know, he got off the canvas and he finished strong. You know, but it doesn't matter if we won that night. It just what I see is that because of one fight that he had, you know, then they're gonna throw out some comments that, you know, that he's the worst. You know, on either both sides of the fighters. You know. But at the end of the day, you know, what I'm really trying to say is that it doesn't matter what people say, man. It's if you believe in yourself, and if you know you have the talent, you know, forget the personal opinions. You know, just focus on what really matters. Focus on who really on your team, on who's next to you, and I have my family, I have my son, and I know growing up I never believed anybody beating up on my dad. So, and I still believe it to this moment, and no one can touch my dad, even though my dad never boxed. But I want to be that hero to my son. I want to be that hero, continue to be being that hero to my family. So I feel that, no matter what people say, or if I'm ready or not, if I feel ready, I'll be ready. And it's going to show every time I step in the ring.